What's happening, people? Scotty G here, live from Newcastle upon Tyne. Just having a chilled night. It's 10:15. Like I say, just chilling. So I thought I'd do a short video. Had a funny comment actually today, so I'd just like to address it. Some guy actually said, his comment was, if I'm trying to help the less fortunate and to address mental health and depression, and obviously trying to help the less, the homeless and the less fortunate, I should be sectioned for that. Now that I can't get my head around that. I mean, where's this guy coming from, If anything, he should be sectioned for fucking saying that, man. Do you know what I mean? There's too much violence. There's too much selfishness in the UK. In the world. I don't mind just the UK, even in the world, I mean, now, I'll admit, I did used to be quite selfish myself. But it's something Marvin Herbert said to me. You've got to accept what you've done and take it on board. And as long as you accept it, you can deal with it. Being a reformed character, so to speak. And I think trying to do one good thing at least once a week is a really good thing. And mental health, back in the day, it just wasn't a thing. Same with dyslexia. I mean, I don't suffer from dyslexia myself, but there is people that do. And years ago, people used to just get said at school, "Oh, you're thick," and get put in the dumb class, in the dunces class. Obviously, there's a lot more help out there now, which is good. It's a good thing, but there's a lot of people suffering from mental health. My girlfriend, she's got bipolar. She has good days and bad days, and when she's on a bad day, believe me, I fucking know about it. Oh, believe me. Yeah, I could tell you some stories about that one. But we'll leave that one for another day anyway. Or for the podcast anyway. So, big shout out to Steve Wraith. Big shout out to Paddy Conroy as well. I had a bit of a chat with Paddy. I think he's got his own channel. We had a few comments. I don't know him personally, but seems like a decent enough guy, I suppose. But like I say, I don't know him personally. So, but we just he said he left a comment for us, so I replied, and that was about it. But Steve Wraith's a great guy. Big shout out. I think he's doing great work. He's doing really, really well. And hopefully I'm going to be on the podcast at the end of the month. So that'll be good. I'll keep you informed when exactly it'll be. And then you'll get to hear the full story. But I mean, mental health, like I said, is a massive, massive thing. And we really need to address this, And, one thing Sean Atwood said, end the war on drugs and put all that resources, all them trillions of dollars have spent on it, and put it into fighting the war on these fucking beasts and fucking pedophiles. Because it's not like back in the day where they were hanging around playgrounds and on street corners and things like that. Now they're in the fucking front rooms, guys. You know, they're online, and these bastards are fucking getting away with it. You know, and there's some people at the highest fucking level. I mean, John Wedger, you know, he is one hell of a guy. You know, he got threatened. He would lose his job. He would go to prison. And that obviously threatened his kids as well. You know, but he's stuck at it. He's left the police force now. You know, big shout out to John Wedger. I've got great admiration for that man. I think he's a fantastic inspiration, you know. So big up to John. I've watched all his podcasts and I think he's absolutely fantastic. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I mean, they're never going to stop the war on drugs, you know. They took out Pablo Escobar, you know, someone else just takes his place, you know. I think Neil Woods, the undercover cop who infiltrated the Burger Bar Boys and the Johnson crew in Birmingham, he went undercover, and when he busted them, I think it was literally 10 minutes and there was new crew on the street. 10 minutes with them being done, there was another crew on the street, you know. I mean, the UK are slow on these things, you know. California, they've legalized cannabis. Why aren't we? You know, Mike Tyson, he's sitting smoking joints on his podcast, you know. Why not? You know. I smoke weed. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, nothing wrong with that at all. I mean, Portugal have went all out and legalised heroin. I'm not too sure about that. I don't know what kind of effect that would have. I can't see the UK doing that. I think they will eventually maybe legalise cannabis, but I don't know when that might be. Hopefully soon. And whether they will or not, I don't know. You know, because there's that much money involved in it. You know, but they're saying they haven't got the resources to go after these fucking paedophiles. So, fuck the fucking war on drugs off. You know, the police aren't stupid, right? And the CIA, MI5, they aren't stupid. They're going after these major drug traffickers, you know, El Chapo, Cali Cartel, Pablo Escobar, etc., etc. Obviously, the Mexican cartels took over from the Colombians once Pablo got took out. But, you know, someone stepped into Pablo's shoes straight away. You know, so it's never going to stop. Where there's a demand, there'll always be someone to fill it. So the answer is legalize it, tax it. Therefore, people know what they're getting. They're not going to be getting shit. They're not going to be getting shit. You know, if they want to take it, they can go to a legalized shop, get it, and be given advice on how to take it properly, the right amount, everything. And, you know, I can't see a downside of it. I can't see a downside of it. And then put all them resources, what they've spent, these trillions of dollars, catching these fucking beasts and paedophiles. You know, these fuckers need fucking taken out, man. You know, I've got great admiration for these fucking, the paedophile hunters who go out and, you know, trap these fucking beasts. You know, fucking, I don't know how they manage to keep their hands off them. But I suppose they've got to, basically, you know, otherwise they're going to get charges themselves. But, you know, big up to them, like, because, you know, they're fucking scum of the earth. And, you know, I mean, in Durham jail, they were mixed in. And I've seen a few get obviously stabbed up and done. But in Accrington, completely segregated off. You know, they're on totally different wings. You can't get to them whatsoever, you know. But Durham jail is one of the only jails where they're mixed in. So you could be padded up with the nuns and not even know it, you know. So, but yeah, I'm all for that. You know, end the war on drugs and start the war on paedophiles. We need to get these fucking beasts fucking exterminated. Do you know what I mean? Because it's at the highest level as well. You know, I mean, Jimmy Savile, I never liked that cunt anyway, even before it come out that he was a beast. You know, he was a creepy motherfucker anyway. I mean, at the end of the day, he was a fucking radio DJ from fucking where? Manchester or somewhere like that. Not even Manchester, some fucking stupid little town. Yeah? And he was brought in to give Princess Diana and Prince Charles marriage guidance. I mean, come on. What the fuck is going on there? You know? I mean, is it a bit of a coincidence that two of the royals, Prince Andrew, Prince Charles, are friends with two of the biggest paedophiles and procurer of children in the world? You know, Prince Andrew with Epstein, you know. And I mean, that interview he done on BBC was just absolutely ridiculous. You know, come on. I mean, David Icke, he is just, you know, people have laughed at that man, but yeah, that man talks sense, man. He talks sense. Listen to David Icke. I beg you, listen to him. Because he's got it right. Twin Towers, you know. Blatant cover up, you know. I mean, all you've got to do is go on YouTube, type in Building 7, Twin Towers, and it's a blatant controlled demolition. It comes down on itself, you know, and it was just a complete farce, you know. Because they brought in a demolition expert, and before even he looked at it and went, controlled demolition? You know, a controlled demolition, obviously, as some of you'll know, they set charges at the weak points of the building, and these charges have got to be set weeks in advance. So obviously, this was done prior, you know. And the technology the CIA have got, we haven't even got a clue. What they say is, whatever we think the technology the CIA have got, they're 1,000 years ahead secretly. That's a fact. Yeah? And I don't believe a fucking plane flew into that building. Not a chance. You know? There was a van pulled up, a fucking engine, an aeroplane engine fucking plonked on the road. Fact. And then out of all the rubble, right, they find the fucking passports of these so-called hijackers just lying on top of the rubble. Come on. And then the steel off the building was loaded onto trucks while the people were trying. These experts were trying to look for evidence of any evidence what caused it, and the JCB was picking the steel up, loading it onto a truck, and these experts were having to run in between, grab what they could, and then get out of the way while they were trying to load it on again. It was loaded onto trucks. Military style operation, convoy, straight to a scrapyard in New Jersey, shipped to China to be made in people's fridge, to be made for fridges, you know. So how corrupt, how fucking corrupt can you get, you know? I beg you to read David Icke's book Trigger, you know, and just go on YouTube and have a look. And the controlled demolition is just unreal, you know, because obviously it comes down, and there wasn't even a there wasn't even a fire in Building 7. Wasn't even a fire in Building 7. And I mean, even if you're not a demolition expert, you can see it's blatant. Because obviously a controlled demolition, when they take down these football stadiums and like in tower blocks and buildings, you know, they set the charges, like I said, in the weak points, and it takes weeks for these charges to be placed, and then when they set them off, they're set. The charges are put in the specific places, so the building doesn't topple over and take other buildings with it adjacent to them buildings, so it comes down on itself. And that's what it did, blatantly, you know. And it shows you the plane going. I mean, for one thing, right, that guy who was meant to have flown that plane, he was meant to have flew that plane at 500 miles an hour in lower Manhattan, right? And they've had test pilots do simulations who've got thousands of hours of experience, yeah? And fucking they said it's absolutely impossible. He hit that meant to have hit that building dead centre at 500 miles an hour. Absolute bullshit. And it shows you the plane going through the other side of the building. Planes are flimsy as fuck. That plane would have just disintegrated the minute it might have obviously meant to went in, but it certainly would not have went through the other side. Not a hope in hell's chance. So that's bullshit. Bullshit. There's talk of hologram technology. We don't know what the CIA have got. I wouldn't be surprised. You know? Wouldn't be surprised. But it was an absolute joke, you know, and I just feel sorry for the families. Really, really sorry for the families. Because, and also the lads who went over there, there's a film called 12 Strong, and it's about the first responders 2 weeks after 9/11 that went over and linked up with the army, and it's a great film. It's really worth a watch. And I feel sorry for these guys, you know, because these guys are going over there, risking their lives, and they're fighting for something that their own fucking government orchestrated. There was talk of a trillion-dollar conspiracy, you know, insider trading and everything. Because there was a guy who was in on it, I don't know his name, but he was meant to be in a meeting which the supposed plane hit that part of the building. He wasn't in that day, and he'd never missed a day's work in 10 years. And he was on a video. He was on a video link on the meeting. So make your own conclusions up about that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's fucking, you know, they talk about criminals, but who are the real criminals here? You know, these politicians, gangsters with briefcases, basically. Gangsters with briefcases. You know? They're locking kids up in America with a 3-strike rule for weed possession. You know, there's kids doing 25 years to life for bits of weed. I mean, come on. And then this fucking paedophile's getting fucking 18 months and fucking suspended sentences for fucking for nonsense. Where's the fucking justice in this? Where is the fucking justice, man? It's because it's at the highest fucking level, that's why, and they're protected. Totally fucking protected. And something needs to be done about this. Something needs to be done about it. Sorry, I'm just having a bit of a rant here, but it just really pisses us off, you know what I'm saying? It really does. So anyway, that's my rant over. But yeah, so I just thought I'd do a little video. And I did mention that me and my pal Ash from Knots are going to be starting a podcast together. So we will have people obviously from Newcastle, from Nottingham, MMA fighters, K1 fighters, ex-criminals, all walks of life basically will be coming on. It's just in the process. It's just in the early stages at the minute, but it will get there, and I'll keep you informed when it's going to go ahead. So yeah. So stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen, and we need to get them subs up. I'm up to nearly 150 now. Still not that many, but still only been going just over a month, about 5 weeks. So if I can get the subs up by the end of the month to 200, I'll be over the moon. If I can get the subs up to 200 by the end of May, I'll be over the moon. So get subscribing, please. We need all the Geordies, not just the Geordies, all across the UK. If you like what I'm saying, get subscribing, because I ain't going nowhere. Stay safe, stay positive for the future, and God bless. Good night.